Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Moira, and for today's video, I am going to be reacting to your unpopular opinions and assumptions about architecture. So I went on my Instagram a few days ago and then I asked you guys for your unpopular opinions, and now I'm gonna read some of them and I'm gonna react to them, see if I agree or not. So yeah, if you also want to take part in some of the Q&As or polls that I sometimes do on Instagram, you can follow me there at That's Moira. I also do Mondays with Moira there. May mga archi trivia, musicals, art, everything, all stuff like that. So yeah, check it out. Wow, plug the plug. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Woo! First unpopular opinion, nothing compared to med courses. Well, hindi ko naman siya talagang masasagot because I have nothing to compare archi to because I didn't really try any other course. But definitely med school, yun madali. Of course, it's like 10 years, diba? Bago ka maging doctor talaga. So, alam niyo, nung bata ako, gusto ko maging doctor. And then I realized, di ko kayang mag-inject ng needles to people. Di ko manginginig lang ako nun. So, buti na lang I did not take that route. Pero anyways, I think med school and archi school are both difficult. Hindi sila madali, as in. Kaya nga kailangan mo ng lisensya. You know, if there's anyone out there who's tried med and archi, let me know your thoughts. Next one, Spain has the best architecture school. I actually don't know. I didn't really research much about other universities outside the country when it came to architecture. Kasi wala rin naman akong balak. But I think a professor of mine said na if you're planning to take like your master's degree for architecture, try nyo sa ibang bansa din para wala lang, ma-experience nyo din kung what it's like to study in a different country. Next, not everything is about drawing. Yes, I 100% agree. I mean, feel ko nasabi ko na siya sa mga previous videos ko that architecture is about designing and not drawing. Kasi kung about drawing lang siya, di sana hindi ako pumasa ng archi. Like, you don't have to be a master artist or whatever to be an architect as long as maayos naman yung drawings mo and you can translate like the design in your head to your drawings, then that's good enough. At least for me, opinion ko lang yun. Huwag kayong ano. Ito, sabi niya, akala ko walang math ang archi. Na-imagine ko na parang pumasok siya ng archi, tapos sobrang na-disappoint siya kasi may math pala. Pero yes, there is math in archi. In my college experience, there's algebra, trigonometry, and calculus. And then after that, there's also physics. Tapos may structural subjects pa. So yeah, medyo madami siyang math pala. Ito, math-related din. Sabi niya, you don't need to be super smart when it comes to math. Ha ha ha. I actually kinda agree with this. Kasi guys, so far in my work experience, hindi ko naman nagagamit yung mga Pythagorean theorem or mga sine, cosine, tsaka yung mga derivatives sa calculus. As in, sobrang wala na yun sa utak ko. But I do feel that it helps when you're a fast thinker or problem solver when it comes to basic math problems. So like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, yun mostly yung ginagawa. And yeah, as long as you know how to solve a problem, as in yung how yung importante, then I think you're good. And also naman, hindi naman tipong sa utak lang namin kami laging nagko-compute. Of course, we use Microsoft Excel or calculators, ganon. Kasi syempre, napakadami din kino-compute. So, hindi kaya ng utak lang. Pinakamadaming oras na nagagamit na course. I think this is true. I know there's a study before na yun nga, architecture daw is the most time-consuming course. Madali naman siyang paniwalaan based on experience. So if you're not willing to have heavy workloads, then maybe architecture might not be for you. Kailangan willing ka. Yun yung pinaka-importante. Lagi raw pong nangangailangan ng kape. I think this depends per person. I did have some classmates and also some coworkers who live by coffee. They need it to survive the day. Pero ako, personally, I don't drink coffee. Except lang kapag may magyayang mag-Starbucks, ganon. Tapos bibilin ko is frap, ganon. I never really like the taste of hot coffee or hot water in general. Hindi ko siya bagets. Parang, bakit yun gusto ng mga tao? Yung mapapasok ko lang naman. So, tubig lang iniinom ko. Tsaka iced tea. Need na i-memorize lahat ng lesson dahil applicable sa future. This is kinda true, but is also kinda impossible. I was listening to the Sky podcast by Chris and Slater, and since Slater is an engineer, he said something like, in construction, it's like a competition of knowledge. So yeah, I think it is true na you have to be very knowledgeable when it comes to codes and standards and lahat ng napag-aralan mo sa Archie school. But the thing is, you can't really memorize it. You can't have it all in your brain agad-agad because yun nga, it's impossible. I think it also comes with experience. Yun din, parang sinabi ni Slater na his dad is also an engineer and parang nagtataka siya, bakit ganon? Mas magaling pa rin yung dad ko, and he realized na, kasi mas experience na siya. I try to tell myself that then sometimes kasi minsan parang ako, ano ba to? Baka hindi ko pa rin alam. Pero yeah, you can only learn things through experience. So let's not be too down on ourselves. It is always necessary to hire an architect to properly design your home or building. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Tama ka dyan. Yes, snaps. Snaps for you. Kailangan may kaya ka sa buhay para makabili ng supplies for Archie. Ooh. For this one, I kinda agree, but also like, I mean, I'm not saying na yung mga may kaya lang yung allowed na mag-archi. Of course, anyone can be in architecture. Kasi if gusto mo talaga, gagawan mo ng paraan. There's also like scholarships, ganon, that you can apply for. Tapos may mga kasama yung allowance, diba, ganon, for school supplies and everything. But yeah, I will say that architecture is not a cheap course. Di rin kasi siya yung tipo na pwedeng bilhin niya to, pwedeng hindi rin. Hindi kailangan mo talagang bilhin yung supplies na yun. Kasi, paano mo gagawin yung plates mo kung wala kang supplies? Yun. So, yun yung medyo downside ng Archie, na it is a bit expensive. Pero kung sa UP kayo mag-aral, libre tuition, so, you know, nakabawas din. You need to have a high average para makapasok sa college. I'm not sure if this is true kasi I feel like kapag college, it's more university-wide and hindi lang dun sa specific college yung kailangan mo na grades or na ma-achieve, ganon. But architecture is a quota course, so ibig sabihin nun, mas maraming tao yung nag-a-apply, so mas mahirap makapasok sa kanya. And then yun, hindi lang naman din siya sa grades nakasalalay, it's also with the entrance exam, ganon, and kung may other requirements din, yung university like essay or something, ganon. Ewan ko, hindi ko na matandaan, guys. Matagal-tagal na since nag-entrance exam ako. Simula sa school hanggang magtrabaho, puyat. Ha 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 ha. I mean, also, it depends, again, per person, how well you manage your time. In my personal experience, hindi naman ako laging nagpupuyat. As in, sobrang ayaw ko na magpuyat. Pero there are times na kakailanganin especially kapag crunch na kayo sa time. It does happen both in college and work sometimes. As in, minamadaling araw din paminsan-minsan. Pero minsan lang yun, wag nating gawing lagi. Ito, mayroong opinions that are like two opposite sides of the spectrum. So first one is underpaid, and then the second one is it's a high-paying job after the 7+ years you spent in school. I actually do get questions sometimes about like the architect's salary, ganon. And honestly, hindi ko siya kayang sagutin ng diretso. Kasi again, yung answer lang talaga dun is depende. But definitely, if you're still like me na still taking the apprenticeship and underboard ka pa, minimum wage pa lang yung salary mo. Once you become licensed, dun magkakaroon ng incentive or a raise, and then, yun nga, depende din kung saan ka maglaland na trabaho. Kasi syempre, iba rin naman yung salary of an employee versus a boss versus the owner of the architectural firms or kung freelance ka. So yeah, depende talaga siya. Next, perfectionist, especially sa mga makikitang buildings. Oh my gosh, sobrang natamaan ako dito. Narinig ko na rin yun before na kapag once nag-archi ka daw, every time na may madadaanan kang mga buildings, ganon, you can't help but like critique it. You're always wondering like, oh my gosh, ano kayang design process nila dito? Anong intent nila? And then, ano kayang mga problema sa site na to? Anti-poor architecture is inhumane and is definitely not sticking to the purpose like profs say it is. You know what? The first thing that came to my mind when I read this was, I think it was like one of our first plates ever in architecture school, na magde-design kami ng jeepney stop. But in that jeepney stop, you also had to design anti-vagrant benches, which means that hindi siya pwedeng tambayan ng homeless or mga tambay, ganun. And at that time, I didn't really think much of it. pero biglang nakikita ko rin sa Twitter na it's actually being applied to like real parks and stuff like that. Yeah, medyo nakakalungkot din. Kasi if architects can design something anti-vagrant, they should also be able to design something na vagrant. Is that a word? Okay. I think, opinion ko lang to, architecture should be inclusive, although that's not always the case na nangyayari. Sadly, kasi kanino ba nanggagaling yung pera? Either sa government or sa big private corporations, and they make the rules, and yeah, sadly. Okay, malulungkot na ako. Pero, I also kind of wish that social housing projects can be given more attention to. Usually, sa mga nakikita ko kapag social housing dito sa Pilipinas, it's usually like yung mga row houses lang, as in like box. Pero we had a social housing subject kasi back in college, and then, ayun, may mga pinapakita examples, like in other countries na for low-income households yung social housing project, and it's nice and innovative. So, it's definitely possible to like explore more options. So, I kind of wish na ina-apply din siya dito sa atin. Pero, ayun nga, at the end of the day, it's about the money, and kanino ba nanggagaling yung money, ganon. Sabi ng father ko, mag-engineering ka na lang, parehas lang naman ginagawa. I actually don't agree na pareho ginagawa ng architect and engineers. Siyempre, paglalaban ko to. Kasi architects are really more focused yun nga on the design aspect, and then yung mga engineers, iba-iba pa yan. Hindi lang siya like one engineer lang per project. No guys, it's like may civil engineer, may structural, may electrical, electronics, mechanical, plumbing, sanitary, etc. O diba? Ang dami. All that for just like one project. So like the architect and all these engineers have their specialties. We all have to work together to make the building come to life, diba? So I guess depende na lang siya sa'yo kung saan ka mas interested na aspect when it comes to construction. If gusto mo ba sa design or gusto mo ba sa mga engineering trades na yun. Ayun, it's up to you. And last but not the least, nakakamatay ang Archie. Na-imagine ko lang, like, sa autopsy report, nakalagay, cause of death, architecture. I think architecture school is something that you can definitely survive. But like I said in the previous opinion na kapag Archie, kailangan willing ka to have heavy workloads, and yun nga, it's also not the easiest path out there. So, yeah, pag-isipan mo rin if you really want to take up architecture, if you think this will make you happy, and stuff like that. So, but guys, that is it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe, and also don't forget to click on the notification bell so you're updated whenever I post a new video. Comment down below what video you want to see next, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!